Well, for new moms and dads, the transition of returning to work can be challenging, not only having to worry about childcare, but the pressure of getting back into the workforce. Employment lawyer Alex Lucifero is here to help with some of those questions. So, Alex, let's start with when an employee is ready to return from maternity or parental leave. Give us a sense of how much notice they have to provide to their employer at that stage.
Sure. So parental and pregnancy leaves, Matt, under the Employment Standards Act in Ontario are job protected leaves. So there are very, very clear rights and obligations on the part of employees and employers in this situation. As far as an employee returning from a parental leave, you have to provide 4 weeks of notice under the Employment Standards Act. So you've got to provide a month's notice to your employer. Your employer can choose to return you sooner than that. So if your employer agrees, for example, to a 2-week notice period, if they want you back sooner, they can certainly agree to that, but the employee's obligation is to provide at least 4 weeks.
Okay, so it's 4 weeks again at that point too. What about from an employer perspective too? What are their obligations when an employee is coming back from leave?
Well, we have a saying in the office, Matt, and that is don't mess with mama when it comes to pregnancy and parental leaves. An employer's obligations are very, very clear and very, very strict. Again, this is a job protected leave. An employer has a legal obligation to return that employee coming back from parental leave to the same exact job that they left. And that is crystal clear. If by chance that job doesn't exist, for example, a job has been eliminated or restructured, the position simply isn't there anymore for that employee, then they also have the obligation to return that employee to a comparable position. So they can't just bring them back to any role. They can't start changing an employee's terms of employment coming back from a parental leave. They have to go back to the same position that they left, or if that position no longer exists, a comparable one.
And have you seen some of those situations play out, Alex, too, especially with the pandemic, with, especially we've talked lots about, different for virtual work when it comes to at different points. Have we seen a lot of that in changing jobs when, again, mixed in with these parental and maternity leaves?
Yeah, unfortunately, we do see it on a regular basis, Matt. And I would say really, regardless of COVID, this is an issue that employers really struggle with. And that is returning employees for parental leave and even terminating employees who are on parental leave or are coming back from parental leave. That is a very delicate situation for employees. Imagine losing your job as you're expecting to go back to work to secure employment. Not only would that employee be owed severance, of course, in that situation, but if the employer illegitimately let that employee go when they should have returned them to their employment, to their same job, they may even be owed additional damages for the way that they've been treated. Again, it is a situation where employers have to be very careful. They cannot mess with employees who are coming back from such leaves.
Okay, some very good information, I'm sure, for many. Alex Lucifero, we appreciate your insight as always. Thank you for this.
Thanks, Matt.